Ah, yes. There they are. Thank you, miss. I must have gotten the seat numbers mixed up. You as well. Have a good day now. Finally. It was rather tricky to make my way down here, but I knew it was only a matter of time. Oh, there's no need to worry about who I am. The only thing you need to worry about is not saying a word. I will shoot you. Make no mistake. But that's something neither of us want. So, I implore you, just sit there quietly, and anytime the cart comes by, don't cause a fuss. We're going to take the rest of this ride, and at the next station, we will both depart. Don't turn back. Don't look at the workers. I have a cart waiting for us. We will then take that. Got it? Good. The easier you make this, the easier it is for the both of us. I don't want you dead. And well, I'm certain you don't either. Why am I doing this? Well, first of all, I suggest you keep the questions to a minimum. But I'll indulge you. I'll be taking you with me. Your family is one of the richest families in the state. I've been planning this for a long time. Keeping track of your travels, memorizing your routes. And I knew you'd be on this train on your way home for the holiday. Now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, how could someone such as myself sneak onto this train? Oh, don't you worry. Let's just say I'm very good at making friends very quickly. And that poor little boy you threw your suitcase at. Oh, how he wants to be big and tough like me one day. I let him spin my revolver. Oh, he had no problem letting me on the train. And these clothes, best threads in the West, graciously paid for by people like yourself. To tailors, they don't care where the money's from, only that it's green. I'm sure you thought such undesirable people like myself were dirty, messy, uncivilized. But make no mistake, I'm a master of my work. And you're the big game I've been hunting for. It's been a long time in the making. You are the big payout that's going to get me out of this lawless land. Maybe I'll head to Mexico or somewhere down south, get me a villa, and finally be able to stop running. Anyways, I'm just reminiscing. Don't you worry. I won't hurt a hair on your head. Remember, it's not going to help me. It's inevitable. Should we not depart the train at the next station, my cart will then begin to drive down the tracks to find us. And we most certainly would have left the train after all the ruckus you would have made. We've got a house in the mountains for you, somewhere to keep you while we discuss, how would you say, compensation for taking you. Now, just sit back and let's enjoy the rest of this ride, shall we? I'm an evil man. For as smart as you may be, it never fails to surprise me how much people like you just don't know anything. All the fancy schools, private tutors, You know nothing. Or maybe you're just blind to it. Let me give you a little history lesson. Consider me your private teacher. A man makes his way to the west. Sparkle in his eyes. He's got big plans, you see. He's gonna start a business. Make something for himself. He starts out small. Selling things. Offering services. But nothing quite is enough for him. He gets greedy. So, after some thinking, he figures out a way to make himself some real money. He got word that out deep in the valley, there lied a hole in the ground where some of that great oil lies. He bought the deed to the land. Hell, he bought all of them. Every single one. Driving out farmers, cattlemen, families, and drilled, day after day, putting holes in the ground, and putting out that oil, putting it into holding ponds, poisoning the land. He had it refined, making paraffin and anything else that sold well. He sent men to their death, working them hard, paying them pennies in comparison to what he was making. He became blind, just like you, to the world he no longer wanted to see, and built for himself a business that made more money than he would ever need, on the backs of men who he had no loyalty to. There you go. I can see it in your face now. This story sounds familiar, doesn't it? Your father is an oil man, isn't he? Yes, I know he is. Because the day my father came home, blinded, couldn't catch his breath, a well blew, the gas burning him. I watched him suffer, and after that day, I became very, very aware of who your father was. I spent the next years of my life learning how to make things right, figuring out how to lie, steal, and corrupt, just like your father did, so I could take from him what was due to mine. My father couldn't work any longer. What company would take a man that needed to be guided everywhere? Someone who ran out of breath after sitting up. We lost the house. My mother had to work, caring for us, making nothing as a seamstress. And where did this get your father? Oh, he didn't care. He had hundreds of men just like my father to keep those wells pumping. I stole, murdered, and profited off anyone who dressed like you. I put bread on the table for me, my brothers and sisters, my father and mother. God rest their souls. And now that I've made it all the way to you, you get to sit across the table. Well, in this case, face to face with the results of your father's doing. Oh, yes, I'm sure he told you otherwise. I'm sure he told you he struggled, that he fought, worked hard, did he? That it was years of his life he spent, so you could have a better one. I never met a man who could lie like that, and I've met a lot of terrible men. Now trust me, just because I'm a lawless man, if anything, I understand morality more than you, because I'm the one who has to choose which side I'll be on today. Now, I know you had nothing to do with all this, an innocent bystander if you must. So, like I said, I don't plan on harming you. I don't want to. I'm not evil like your father. I just don't listen to the rules. So, now that you know why I'm here, why don't you just sit there nice and quiet? Sooner this ends, sooner you can go back to your life. This'll all just be a faint memory, a terrifying moment that fades away. Well, looks like our stop is here. I heard your brother recently passed. My condolences. I'll be honest with you. If you don't end up going home, because your father is as evil as I know he can be, I may keep your mother in black on his behalf.